Hey guys, we are getting a brand new fusion, and Raid likes to run so many fusions of fragments that you really do have to plan around these. I mean, we've gotten essentially one the second the other one ends for the last couple of years now, I feel like. And this new fusion is actually worth going for. It has been frankly, a long while since we've had a usable fusion or a good fusion to go for. The last two, for example, we had Ishiyama. I mean, I kind of forgot about him the second I made the video on him. But basically, while he's not garbage, he's definitely better than I thought he would be. He's not that great. And the one before that was, I think, in High Elves. It should be Lysanthier, who is absolutely better. But he wasn't really a must fuse, right? He wasn't worth the resources, frankly, for everyone. Now, was he bad? No. Definitely better than I thought he would be. But it definitely does not compare to Fabian, who was right before. If you guys are a bit newer, you're not really gonna know. Fabian's very, very strong. And now we get to Tholin Foulbeard. Let's get into why Tholin Foulbeard is potentially worth your time, worth your resources, and it's a big part to do with a new piece of content being released soon. If you want to get one of the best starts in Raid Shadow Legends, use the link in my description below to get a free legendary champion, Narma the Returned, as well as 3 amazing epic champions as you level up. Now, the way that you're going to do this is you're going to log out of Plarium Play on PC and uninstall. Then you're going to click the link in the description, register with a brand new email. Then you're going to launch Raid, complete the tutorial, and as you go to your inbox, you are going to be able to claim your first legendary champion. Next, you're going to get Anax, Uugo, and Mausoleum Mage as you level up. Please don't let this insane offer pass you by and click on my link now to get the start that you deserve. So first of all, legendary dwarf faction. He's an attack champion of the Force Affinity. Into the kit, you're gonna see a very specific part of every single one of his skills. So first of all, his A1 is an attack all enemies. Before attacking, has a 25%. When you skill him, it goes up to a 50% chance to put out weaken for 2 turns. That is an amazing thing to have on the A1, AoE, and a somewhat reliable chance to put a very good debuff out. It's pretty cool. Though, this turns into a 75% chance when they are from the Corrupted Alliance, a boss or a minion. This effect cannot be resisted by those in not really that faction, but in that classification. This is because of a new event coming very soon, which is going to have units from there. If you guys saw my mythic review type of thing, the mythic champion is actually going to be the main boss. So what this means is this guy, Tholin, is just going to be a little bit better against that new piece of content, that new event. So just keep that in mind. Moving on to the rest of the kit, the A2 attacks an enemy twice. Each hit will ignore 25% of the defense, though if they are of those classifications, each hit ignores 50% of the defense instead. Each hit decreases the target's attack 5%, which stacks up to 25%, so 10% each time he hits. And each hit also increases this champion's attack by 5%, stacks up to 50%. So because it hits twice, once again, that is a 10% increase. This is actually really good. It's lowering and raising, and he hits, decently well, ignoring defense. It's pretty good. Then this brings us to the A3. Attacks all enemies twice before attacking, places 50% increased attack buff on this champion for 2 turns. This is great. He puts out the buff that you need to have on your attackers. So let's say your increased attack unit is dead, or they're just not cycling fast enough, or you don't even have one. You're a little earlier, it's going to be really, really good. And the kicker, for each critical hit landed on the first hit, because it hits twice, the second hit's damage is going to be increased by 10%, which is really cool. So he's going to, if we can assume your opponent has 4 allies on your opponent's side, it's going to be 40% more damage. It's a pretty cool ability. It also ignores Unkillable and Shield. Now these are both 3-turn cooldowns, which is great. And then it brings us to the passive. He activates Demon Breaker, which is his A1. Remember, it's the AoE with a very solid chance of putting weaken out. Every 5th turn the champion takes, he's just going to immediately go with it. He's going to do that AoE smack just for free. I really like this ability. I know it's not the most broken passive, but I think it's very, very, very fun. And not only that, bosses and minions from Corrupted Alliance cannot crit this champion, which is really strong as well. Of course, the ally attack in all battles by 30%. It's not terrible as well. Tholin is going to be good if his multipliers are good. In raid, there's this really annoying thing where certain champions have really strong kits. I can't really think of a specific example, but there are a lot of champions in this game that hit very hard, and it's not really easy to tell if they hit hard or not because they just simply have a hidden multiplier. The multiplier is not stated on the champion. For example, we go over to Siegfried. We look at his abilities. It says it does damage and he's an attack-based champion. It scales off of attack, but it doesn't say how much of the attack, right? How much is the scaling on this champion? It just simply does not say to put it on. To just put it simply, the hidden damage is there. So certain champions have different amounts of damage. And as far as I can tell, the only way to know is either you look through the files, which is still a lot of work, or you go to the Hell Hades website, you click on anyone. Let's say we're looking for a DPS, right? Let's go into here. Let's click Taurus. Taurus is a very strong DPS. Let's go down here. We're able to see this, the damage, and we can see the multiplier right here. And it breaks down how the multiplier is calculated, and it gives you a rating. This is the best way to figure this stuff out, in my opinion. It says, here's this amount of the HP, and then we get to the amount of damage. Now we can obviously go back here to someone who does attack-based damage, like Hierophant Lazarius's second form right here. This, we go down, and it's 2 times the attack stat. Here, it's 3.4 times, and it multiplies by part of the champion's abilities. This multiplies it. This is something you always have to keep in mind when you are talking about new champions, that this stuff is undecided until this stuff does come out. Anyways, Tholin is coming out in about 6 days, I think. He's coming out on the 5th of next month, and around then we will have the statistics, and I would argue that this is the best fusion in the last 3. And I personally will be going for him. I'm going to be making a new account pretty soon just to, make easier content. I'm going to be completely real. And I've wanted to start a new account for a while and really go at it. This character, because he is a DPS, is going to be just a make or break depending on his multi, right? He can do a lot of damage. He's clearly designed for the new event boss, and no matter what happens, I'm curious if a brand new account, given around a week of prep, can actually get a fusion if they were to grind it out a little bit. So I'm going to be starting a new account soon. I might spend a little bit on it, but probably not that much, and it'll be a lot of fun. But please let me know, are you guys going for Tholin Foulbeard? I think he's worth it if you are keen on picking a champion like this up. But if you have a lot of champions that already do what he does, maybe potentially better, then obviously it's worth a skip. So with that being said, here's Tholin Foulbeard. He's cool, I like him, but he's not a most bold. Thank you guys so much for watching, I'd appreciate it, and that's it for me.